Stop waiting. I need you to hear me clearly. Stop waiting, because nobody is coming to rescue you. Nobody is coming to hand you your dream, and nobody is going to care about your future more than you do. You say you're waiting for the right opportunity, the right connection, the right money, the right moment, but the truth is this: the moment you've been waiting for has been waiting for you. Inspired by the relentless energy of Eric Thomas, let me tell you something real. Average people wait, but winners work. You cannot keep sitting on your potential like it's a comfortable chair. That fire inside you, it wasn't placed there so you could play small. It wasn't placed there so you could scroll through other people's success and say, one day. One day is a lie we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. You don't need more time, you need more urgency. You don't need more approval, you need more action. Every day you delay, your dreams lose oxygen. Every excuse you make pours water on your own fire. And let's be honest, sometimes you're not stuck because of circumstances. You're stuck because you're scared. Scared to fail, scared to be judged, scared to step out and actually try. But let me ask you something. What scares you more, failing or living the rest of your life wondering what would have happened if you had just moved? The world doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards execution. You can have talent, you can have ideas, you can have vision, but if you don't move, none of it matters. There are people less talented than you winning right now, not because they're better, but because they're bolder. They decided to act. They decided that fear would not control them. They decided that discomfort was a small price to pay for growth. And here's the truth most people don't want to accept. Nobody owes you anything, not your family, not your friends, not the system, not the universe. If you want it, you have to go get it. If you want your life to change, you have to change your behavior. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. You can't keep waking up with no plan and expect a powerful future. You can't keep blaming your past and building nothing in your present. At some point, you've got to draw a line and say, enough is enough. I'm done waiting. I'm done wishing. I'm done watching. I'm moving. Because movement creates momentum. And momentum creates confidence, and confidence creates results. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the first step. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Stop overthinking. Stop doubting. Stop asking everyone else what they think about your dream. Some people will never understand your vision because it wasn't given to them. It was given to you. And if you keep waiting for validation, you'll die with potential instead of living with purpose. The fire inside you grows when you act on it. It gets stronger when you challenge it. It expands when you refuse to let excuses win. So get up, get serious. Get disciplined. The time is not later. The time is now. Keep the fire alive by moving, not by waiting. Because the longer you wait, the colder that fire becomes, and you were born to burn bright, not fade away. You want to keep the fire alive within you, then understand this. Fire doesn't survive on feelings, it survives on fuel. And if you don't feed it daily, it will slowly die. You cannot expect to stay hungry for success while feeding your mind junk, distractions, negativity, and doubt. In the powerful spirit of Eric Thomas, let me tell you something straight. Motivation is not magic. It's maintenance. The reason most people start strong and finish weak is because they rely on emotion instead of discipline. They wait until they feel inspired. They wait until they feel confident. But champions don't operate on feelings. They operate on commitment. If you're serious about moving to the next level, you've got to be intentional about what you allow into your mind every single day. What are you listening to? What are you watching? Who are you surrounding yourself with? because whatever you consume consistently will either strengthen your fire or suffocate it. You can't binge negativity and expect positivity. You can't entertain laziness and expect greatness. You can't hang around people who are comfortable being average and expect to be extraordinary. Fire requires fuel, and fuel requires choice. You have to wake up and choose growth, choose learning, choose discipline, choose discomfort, because growth lives on the other side of comfort. The truth is, your biggest enemy is not lack of talent, it's inconsistency. You start working out, then you quit. You start studying, then you slack off. You start building your dream, then you get distracted. And every time you stop, your fire loses strength. Every time you make excuses, your belief shrinks. But when you show up, even when you don't feel like it, that's when the fire grows. When you grind in silence, when you put in work nobody sees, when you stay focused while others are playing. That's fuel. Discipline is the gasoline that keeps the flame alive when motivation disappears. And let's be real, there will be days you don't feel inspired. There will be days you're tired. There will be days you question yourself. That's normal. But what separates the average from the elite is what you do on those days. Do you quit or do you push? Because pushing through resistance builds strength, and strength builds confidence. And confidence builds momentum. You don't need a spark once a month from a video or a speech. You need daily habits that protect your mindset. Read something powerful, train your body, work on your craft, improve your skills, pray, reflect, plan. Execute, repeat over and over again. That's how you feed the fire. And understand this. Small actions done consistently are more powerful than big actions done occasionally. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You just need to improve 1% every single day. That 1% compounds, that 1% builds discipline, that 1% keeps the flame steady. Stop looking for shortcuts. Stop looking for quick inspiration. Build a routine that supports your growth. Protect your energy like it's gold. And most importantly, stop pouring water on your own fire with self-doubt. The voice in your head that says you can't must be replaced with action that proves you can. The more you act, the louder your confidence becomes. Keep the fire alive by feeding it daily, intentionally, relentlessly. Because if you don't control what fuels you, the world will feed you mediocrity. And you were not built for average. You were built to burn, to rise, to move, and it starts with what you feed your mind every single day. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your fuel. If you want to keep the fire alive within you and truly move to the next level, you've got to change the way you see your struggle. In the unapologetic, high-intensity spirit of Eric Thomas, let me tell you something powerful. The very thing you've been complaining about might be the very thing that's preparing you. You've been through rejection, you've been overlooked, you've been doubted, maybe you failed, maybe you trusted the wrong people. Maybe life hit you harder than you expected. But here's the difference between average and elite. Average people let pain paralyze them. Champions let pain propel them. When something goes wrong, average people ask, why me? Winners ask, what is this teaching me? Every setback carries a lesson. Every disappointment carries strength. Every tear carries growth, but only if you decide to use it. Pain is like fire. It can either burn you down or refine you, and refinement is uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. Pressure is uncomfortable, but diamonds are created under pressure, not comfort. So when you feel the heat, don't run from it. Embrace it, because that heat is shaping you into something stronger than you were before. Stop treating your struggle like it's a curse. It's conditioning, it's training, it's preparation for a level you haven't reached yet. You say you want greatness, but greatness requires resilience. You say you want success, but success demands endurance, and endurance is built through hardship. Nobody builds mental toughness on easy days. Nobody develops discipline when everything goes smoothly. It's the hard days that build you. It's the lonely nights that build you. It's the moments when you feel like quitting but decide to continue anyway. That's where transformation happens. That's where the fire grows, because every time you push through pain instead of bowing to it, you send a message to yourself, I am stronger than this. And that belief becomes unstoppable momentum. Let me challenge you. Think about the last time you were hurt, rejected, or disappointed. Instead of replaying the pain, replay the lesson. Instead of focusing on what you lost, focus on what you learned. Maybe you learned not to depend on others for validation. Maybe you learned to prepare better. Maybe you learned that you're more capable than you thought. Pain exposes weakness, but it also reveals strength. And when you channel that pain into productivity, that's when your fire intensifies. You work harder, you train smarter, you move with purpose. You stop taking opportunities for granted. You stop playing small because now you understand that nothing is guaranteed. Don't waste your struggle. Don't numb it. Don't ignore it. Use it. Let every no push you toward a stronger yes. Let every failure refine your strategy. Let every criticism sharpen your focus. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. And your response determines your future. If you choose bitterness, your fire fades. If you choose growth, your fire roars. This is your turning point. This is where you stop being a victim of your circumstances and start being the architect of your comeback. Pain is temporary, but the strength you build from it can last a lifetime. Keep the fire alive by converting your hurt into hunger, your disappointment into discipline, and your struggle into strength. It's time to move not away from the pain, but through it, because on the other side of that pain is power, and that power has been inside you all along. Move before you feel ready. That's it. That's the shift. That's the difference between people who talk about dreams and people who live them. You keep telling yourself, I just need a little more time, a little more confidence, a little more preparation. But let me give it to you straight, in the fearless spirit of Eric Thomas. If you wait until you feel ready, you will be waiting for the rest of your life. Readiness is a myth created by fear. Confidence is not something you find before action. It's something you build because of action. You don't become bold and then move. You move and then you become bold. That fire inside you does not grow in comfort. It grows in commitment. It grows when you step into rooms where you feel unqualified. It grows when you take chances that scare you. It grows when you say yes to opportunities that stretch you beyond your limits. The problem is not that you're incapable. The problem is that you're overthinking, you're analyzing every possible outcome, you're trying to predict every obstacle, you're trying to eliminate every risk, but growth has risk, success has uncertainty, and movement requires courage. You don't need perfect conditions to start. You need a decision that says, I refuse to stay where I am, a decision that says, I would rather try and fail than never try at all. Because here's the truth, staying still is the biggest failure of all. When you don't move, doubt grows stronger. Fear gets louder, excuses become more convincing, but when you take even one small step forward, something shifts. Momentum begins, and momentum is powerful. Momentum silences doubt. Momentum builds belief. Momentum reminds you that you are capable. You don't have to see the entire path. You just have to trust yourself enough to take the next step. Every successful person you admire once stood exactly where you are uncertain, nervous, questioning. The only difference is they acted anyway. They felt the fear and moved. They felt the insecurity and showed up. They felt unprepared and started learning on the go. Perfection is the enemy of progress. You're trying to get everything right before you begin, but mastery comes from doing, not waiting. You learn by failing. You grow by making mistakes. You gain clarity by taking action. Sitting still will never teach you what movement will. And understand this, nobody starts as an expert. Nobody begins at the top. Everyone begins as a beginner. So why are you ashamed to start small? Why are you embarrassed to be new? Every expert was once inexperienced. Every leader was once unsure. Every champion once doubted themselves, but they moved anyway. They didn't let temporary feelings control permanent decisions. You say you want more success, more discipline, more results, then move like it, speak like it, act like it. Stop negotiating with your excuses. Stop waiting for applause before you perform. Stop waiting for validation before you believe. The fire inside you demands expression. It demands action. It demands movement. And the longer you delay, the more that fire dims. This is your moment, not because everything is perfect, but because you are breathing, capable, and aware. That's enough. Start messy, start scared, start uncertain, but start, because movement creates clarity, clarity creates confidence, and confidence creates unstoppable momentum. Keep the fire alive by refusing to wait. It's not about feeling ready. It's about deciding you're done standing still. It's time to move.